Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kennedy High School for this inter-city matchup between the visiting Wilby Wildcats and the home Kennedy Eagles. An early start to this one, folks, but it should be a good one between a young Wilby team who's trying to get their legs back up under them with a 4-4 record, facing off against the new upstart in the NVL, the Kennedy Eagles, standing at 6-1, trying to keep pace with the top of the league in hopes of continuing their upward trajectory. So the huddles are breaking, and we should be starting momentarily as the teams take the court. We'll be with you momentarily for the tip. So Serrano and Howard meet at center court, and the tip is won by the Eagles as it's walked up the court by Manny Beeman as they start their offense now, swinging it around. Beeman now swings it around to Alves Sincere. Corner three ball up, no good. Corner shot by Davin Zielinski, but offensive rebound by the Eagles as they swing it back around. Skip pass. Now back over to the Zielinski. Zielinski now tries again, back heel, no. And this time rebounded by Wilby, and back the other way come the Wildcats quickly into the front court. So Cruz now plays catch with Guerrera. Cruz tries a deep three ball, up no good, rims in and out. Fight for it, but Wilby comes up with it. Now a drive, stop, kick back out. Aaron James for three now, no good. And with the rebound is Serrano, and back the other way come the Eagles. Quickly back up ahead, no. Travel before the shot. So a turnover there, first of the game. Lennox Serrano in the turnover. Going back over to Wilby as back the other way they come. Quickly in, stops Guerrera. Nowhere to go with it, now gets it up to James. James crosses over up top quickly. Now out to Cruz. Cruz pump fakes. Free throw, jump shot. Touches all of the basket and in, and we get the scoring started. So now the Eagles into their offense. The zone for Wilby, the three ball up and good for Alves Sincere. And Kennedy takes the lead for the first time in the game. Handoff now to Cruz. Cruz straight away three ball, no good, can't answer. And another rebound for Serrano, who gets it off to Beeman. Beeman quickly pushes, another three ball up from Sincere, this time no good. Big rebound, up and good, put back from Lennox Serrano. As he gets on the score sheet with a bunch of rebounds to go with it, now back the other way comes Wilby. Three ball up, no good off the back heel. Quick shot and miss there from Guerrera, and quickly back the other way come the Eagles now. Inside, up and in. Nice layup there from Serrano. Scores again, and Alan Piccolo doesn't like what he sees. He calls the timeout as the lead 7-2 for Kennedy with 5:38 to go in the first quarter. So the huddle's breaking, the horn sounds, and we're back at it. As Wilby now facing a little bit of a token pressure half court, waiting for him to cross the timeline, breaks it easily, but here comes the double team. outside De Jesus from 3. Good. So Yetnem De Jesus getting on the board, and a good answer out of the timeout for Wilby. And now they try to do a little trapping action here. Kennedy moving well within it. 3 ball up, high arcing shot is good. The answer there for Devin Zielinski. Now Kennedy back in that pressure. Wilby swings it around. They play catch up top, but a turnover here. Tried to strip away, but couldn't. Beeman the other way, laying up and good. Able to finish. And Kennedy able to capitalize on the steal, as the lead is 12-5, 4:46 to go. As there goes the double team cross-court pass. De Jesus tries to cross over, gets it inside to Howard. They swing it around nicely. Good ball movement. James cut off on the baseline, but the foul called. So that foul on Zielinski, his first, team's first. As we have a inbounds underneath for Wilby. That's the first foul of the game. Nice clean game so far. It's inbounded to Howard. So now Wilby swings it around, picks set in the corner, 3 ball up and good. Gio Cruz with the 3 ball, and it's 12-8 now. Kennedy with the lead. As Wilby extending their zone defense out a little bit, leaves Zielinski open for 3. And Zielinski now, 2 straight 3s for him. And now back the other way comes Wilby. Hop step in the paint, pulls it back out. Double dribble though for Juni Guerrera. He thought that it got stripped away, but nonetheless the ref saw it different. And now back the other way come the Eagles. Hard pass over to Zielinski. Zielinski waits. Corner goes Sincere. Sincere drives through the contact. Jump ball. Good play there from Lewis Howard. And the possession arrow favors the Wildcats, so they get the turnover. Back the other way they come. Nice defense there from Howard, able to hold strong in the paint. As he sets the screen now. Floater up and no good off the back of the rim for Cruz, and quickly back the other way comes Kennedy, but stripped away from De Jesus out of bounds. Kennedy will retain possession with 3:30 to play. Clock continues to tick, shouldn't. There it goes, stopping at 3:29. So inbounds now, Serrano up and no good for Zielinski. Rebound for Wilby, and quickly back the other way they come before the defense can set. But Kennedy gets back. He plays catch with Guerrera. Guerrera tries to drive. Now off to James. They do a little weave action. Driving in. Nice offhand. No good, but he'll get the foul. Gio Cruz. So that foul on Zielinski, that's his second. Team's second. And to the line goes Cruz to try to capitalize on the nice drive with the lefty from the right side of the rim. First free throw up and good for Cruz. As we have a substitute getting ready to check in for the first time. Hakeem Trueheart comes in for Zielinski with the fouls. Second free throw up and good for Cruz, who's up to 7 on the day, as we have a substitution for Wilby. Out comes Howard. Into the game comes Jeremiah Coleman. Kennedy swings it around now, saved. Now Kennedy waits, float pass up top, dangerous. But caught for Sincere. Sincere now dishes it off to Beeman, who now kicks it outside, pump fake drive. And that's no good, but the foul call as Hakeem Trueheart gets into the action right away. Sorry, that he dished it off to Hicks and all that traffic, and Hicks will head to the free throw line now. Foul on Wilby. As Hicks now up and no good on the first, can't get the scoring started for his campaign. He settles for the second, up and no good, so 0 for 2 for Hicks, but battle for it, and underneath, Lennox Serrano somehow comes up with it in the scrum and scores for Kennedy, and he gets the lead up to 17 with 2.5 to play in the first frame. So now James waits up top, strip, but taken back by De Jesus, drives right, tied up though, jump ball, so possession error will favor the home Kennedy Eagles as we have a couple of substitutions. Out comes Hicks and Beeman. Into the game comes 41 Erge Musalari and Jabari James. As into the front court now comes Trueheart. As they get into their offense to try to work this Wilby zone. As they play catch up top to try to find space. Back and forth it goes. No opening yet, but inside there it is, but off the hands of Musalari, able to save it, but right to Wilby. And stopping, but losing it there, diving for it, and back the other way comes Kennedy, unable to finish on the Euro, but off the leg of Gio Cruz, and with a wild sequence, Kennedy retained possession, but a couple of misses for the Eagles. Is inbounding it now, Trueheart waits, pump fake, Sincere drives now, draws the contact up, unable to finish, but he'll head to the line. Foul on Gio Cruz. Don't know if that's his first or second, but to the line will go Alves Sincere. Try to grow this Kennedy lead as we go under the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. First free throw up and good. So we have a substitution now as James and Coleman come out of the game. Checking in Luna for Wilby. And check on the second, but second free throw is up and good for Sincere. So the lead is 9 now for Wilby. It's now up top, they play with it. Guerrero waits, gets it into the corner to Stevens. Now Stevens nearly throws it away and does. Back, over and back. He stepped on the end line. Another turnover for Wilby. Sloppy play. So they better put a Band-Aid on it quick before it gets out of control. Is now quickly back the other way. Trueheart. As he cuts up top, Sincere now finds some space, pushes off a little bit. Trueheart corner three, up and good. Hakeem Trueheart gets the scoring started for himself, and 22-10 is what the score stands at, with just over a minute to play. A reach-in foul here. On 24, Hakeem Trueheart, that's his first foul, as we have another substitution for Wilby and Kennedy. There's a long inbounds pass. Caught in the backcourt, no problem. For Guerrero as he crosses the timeline, just under a minute we go. Tries to hand it off, but sloppy, not on the same page there with Luna and a turnover. Excuse me, that's Luna that checks out of the game for Wilby as Howard comes back in to secure the paint. As Kennedy now looking to find some space, they swing it around. Three ball up and good. Jabari James, three ball. So now Wilby stripped back the other way. Comes James. James pushes, thinks about it, takes it himself, misses, but there to clean it up is Hakeem Trueheart. And Wilby calls a timeout. Alan Piccolo trying to stop it before it gets out of control. A tough final 2 minutes of the quarter. Is now the lead up to 17 in a blink. 27-10 with under 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. So the 30-second timeout concludes with 30 seconds to play in the quarter. Wilby with some work to do, having trouble against the length that Kennedy shows on defense. Unable to find space. Short on length themselves is Wilby, but trying to make something happen is this 1-2-1-1 pressure for Kennedy, causing fits, throwing it off the leg. There, another turnover for Guerrera, and back the other way. Looking to possibly hold for the last shot maybe. Nope, pulling it up. 3-ball up, no good. Fight for it. Kennedy comes up with it, but out of the scrum, Cruz pushes now. Lay it up and good. So a bad sequence there for Kennedy, as Cruz able to capitalize. Getting too late, cutting the lead to 27-12 at the end of one. Wilby with some work to do, though, as Kennedy, a dominant first quarter. We'll come back for the second in a moment. This is Waterbury High School basketball on Throughout Media and YouTube. Horn sound, huddles break as we're set for two now. Wilby with possession, down 27-12. Middle of the first half is near turnover, almost stolen away from by Trueheart, but stepped on the sideline. Will be able to keep possession. They inbound it deep into the backcourt to Gio Cruz, who's doing most of the scoring for Wilby. 9 for him out of their 12. So Wilby swings it around, trying to find an opening. Nearly stolen away. There, but able to retain possession are the Wildcats. Playing with it up top now. Getting it to Nieves. Nieves trying to draw contact, unable to. Drives, Euro through up the glass, unable to finish now. Fight for it. Wilby battles. Looks like we're going to have a jump ball here with Howard, and the possession arrow will favor Kennedy. So a wild pass, tipped, but Kennedy keeps possession. Alan Piccolo doesn't like the call. He thought it was tipped by the Kennedy player, and that Kennedy player, Jabari James, but official didn't agree. Kennedy keeps possession. Inbounding it is Hicks now. Gets it over to Trueheart, who waits up top. Wilby into a man-to-man. Jumper is up, elbow no. Howard with a good defense and rebound, and pushing it now is Cruz. Over to DeJesus, who's the other scorer, the second highest scorer for Wilby with 9. They have 12 points as a team. Cruz, Euro step up and good. Tough shot there for Gio Cruz. Free throw line fadeaway floater, but he hits. And the lead is 27-14 for Kennedy, who now walks it into the front court. James waits up top to Trueheart now. Trueheart makes his move, pulls back, spins into the corner to Isaiah Tucker. Tucker now thinks about it, now pulls it back. Ball tipped, but into the paint to Hicks. Hicks now to Trueheart. Trueheart drives, nice lefty lay-in there from the right side. And Trueheart with the 6th and 7th point of the game for him is back the other way. Cruz gets blocked, tries to steal it. Now we got a 5-on-4 situation. Pull-up jumper for Trueheart, no good. As De Jesus comes down with a big board for Wilby as they push back the other way now, trying to get something before the defense sets. Cruz pulls it up top and gets it to Stevens. Stevens drives, hands it off to Nieves, who gets it to Cruz. Cruz open look, pull up, no good. And a rebound for Trueheart, as he'll now cross the timeline and get the offense started for the Eagles. Quick offense, pull up jumper, air ball from Hakeem Trueheart. Not a good shot, as now we have a line change for the Eagles. Back into the game comes Manny Beeman. Lennox Serrano. And also Alves Sincere checking back into the game with 5.5 to play. Is walking it up now is Cruz. Cruz with some work to do, gets the big pick. Now drops it off, contact in, off the rim, no good. Good looking floater, but can't connect was Trenton Stevens. As quickly comes the Eagles. Pull up jumper, no good from Beeman. Unable to finish on the putback, but that putback will go for Lennox Serrano as he's piling up the boards every time he steps into the game. He's up to 8 points, and back the other way comes Wilby. De Jesus waits, drives middle now right, jump ball again, but this time Wilby will keep possession with an inbounds underneath, as they have a couple of substitutions now do the Wildcats. So I'm not sure who's getting a break. We have 6 players. De Jesus takes a seat, as does Stevens, and into the game comes Junie Guerrera. Back in also Jomar Hernandez. They look to get some ball handlers out. Aaron James also in the game, as he'll receive the inbound in the backcourt. As Cruz now drives over to James. James pulls it back. Wild pass near the half-court line out to Guerrera. Guerrera waits. Crossover goes right. Pump fake, no good, off glass. Rebound again from Serrano, and pushing it is Beeman. Driving now is Alves Sincere, through contact, no call. And rebound for Wilby. As James now comes back the other way. Cruz nearly loses it. Able to cross over, floater in the paint is good. So Gio Cruz, one-man show for Wilby, keeping them in it. 31-16 with just over 4 to play. As Beeman now walks it into the front court. Serrano thinks about it, but now Sincere will drive right baseline. Gets it over to Serrano, who can't connect on the floater, and Wilby comes away with it. Pushing it up ahead, Aaron James drives left, float right, off glass, no good. So that ball did everything but go in, and another rebound for Serrano, and quickly back the other way come the Eagles. 3 ball way off, no good, and Cruz comes down with the rebound. He's in no rush, he'll walk it up. Or should I say jog it, crossing over, looking for something, but loses it. But we have a foul here. Early on the reach was Sincere. So that's his first. Team's 4th. Wilby will retain possession with the side out. It's now out of the game for Kennedy is Isaiah Tucker. The substitution made. David Zielinski in with 2 fouls. So now's the time. Guerrera now weave with James. James drives right, kicks it out. Almost lost it, but able to come up with it was Hernandez. And now Cruz cross over, trying to go right. No space, pump fakes. Throws it right to the defender, though. Bad pass through traffic, and now right quickly back the other way. Davin off glass and in for Zielinski. So he wastes no time at all to get back into the action. And the lead is up to 33-16. Wilby now looking for space, swinging it around. Nice cut and drive, but knocked away. Guerrera, frustrating night for him. Can't come up with anything off of him. Coming out of the game now, back in comes De Jesus. As Kennedy takes possession back with 2:39 to play in the first half. As they get into their offense, Zielinski, Sincere spin cycle, up and in off glass. Alves Sincere. Up and good. Wilby now back the other way. De Jesus watched by Beeman now. And tough defense reaching around. Another foul on Sincere. That's his second. picks up 2 cheap ones away from the basket. So that's the team's 5th. So he'll come out of the game. Checking back in is Hakeem Trueheart. As DeJesus will inbound it. Kennedy extending the defense way out. And they'll throw away in the backcourt. Do the Wildcats as Cruz will walk it up. 13 on the game for Cruz. Nearly loses it. Gets it to DeJesus. DeJesus picks up his dribble. Gets it to Cruz. Cruz tries hop-stepping through the lane. Draws the foul, though. So we'll see who it's on. Foul on number 10, Manny Beeman, his first. So the next one puts them in the bonus. Side out for now. As a substitution, Howard checks back in for Luna on Wilby. With a second under 2 minutes as the clock begins to tick, backcourt receives it. Is Aaron James, who drives, turns it over. The wild pass is quickly now Kennedy. Another wild pass in their respect is out of the reach of Zielinski as they'll turn it over. Out of the game now comes Aaron James. Bad turnover. He'll take a seat for it. Back in after a short rest is Junie Guerrera. And now Gio Cruz walks it up into the front court, waits for the Howard screen. Drives pull-up 3-ball. Only space he can find, in and out. That ball swirled around, no good. As Beeman now dishes it off. Trueheart 3-ball up and good. So Trueheart now in double figures. As Kennedy's lead is 22 with 1:20 to play. Drive kick, Howard 3-ball for the big man, up no good, off the rim, and rebound by the little man, Manny Beeman. As he pushes now, drives in, past everybody, no good. Rebound by Cruz, slapped around as he tries to throw it. Read nicely by Beeman, who now gets it up ahead. And a nice lay-in there for Hakeem Trueheart. Kennedy's lead grows 40-16 with 53 seconds to play. Another near turnover. Hits it inside to Howard, pestered there by Beeman. And Beeman again gets the ball thrown right to him. He's all up in the passing lanes. He tries to lob it, but changed his mind midway through it, and a turnover for Kennedy. Away with it comes Cruz. Cruz long past to DeJesus, who slips, comes up with it, squats up and no good off the heel as they can't buy a bucket. Under 30 seconds to play in the half, and it looks like Kennedy will hold for one as Beeman slowly dribbles up top with 20 to play. Receives the screen now, hesitation. In the corner to Zielinski. Zielinski drives baseline, doesn't care about your last shot. Picks up a foul in the process. Nice charge there. Gio Cruz, good job stepping in, and that's Zielinski's third. So Coach Armin Lavassier will not like that one. His third foul to end the half, 10 seconds to play. Didn't hold for the last shot. He'll argue the call on behalf of his guy, but bad decision there from his man. As quickly Cruz the other way. Pulls up, 2 seconds, pulls the three. No good, and that'll take us to the half. As Kennedy dominant first half, even more dominant second quarter to make it happen. As they lead 40-16, as Gio Cruz is doing everything he can to keep the Wildcats in it. 13 out of the team's 16 points. DeJesus chipping in with a 3. A balanced attack by Kennedy, and that's what you should expect. Whole team, at least 5 players in double figures, averaging on the season. And they're on a good trajectory towards it now, but we'll take a break and come back for the second half. This is Waterbury High School basketball on Thoralt Media. So here we go, folks, the beginning of the second half. As Kennedy put on a dominant first half performance, Wilby a quick answer at the end of the half to go into the locker room with something, but 40-16 is where the score stands as we start the second frame of action. Balanced scoring attack from Kennedy as their leading man is Hakeem Trueheart with 12 points off the bench, followed by 3 players with 8. Scoring coming from many directions. On the other side of the coin, though, no such thing as Wilby, a one-man band. Gio Cruz with 13 out of his team's 16 points. the other contributor, Yetnem De Jesus, with a three-pointer in the first quarter. As we get started here, as Cruz receives the inbounds, trying to get his team back into it with a strong third quarter as Kennedy comes out in a straight man-to-man. Pull-up jumper no good from De Jesus. Another rebound for Serrano, and quickly back the other way comes Kennedy, blocking foul, up and good. Nice looking drive there from Zielinski. He's now into double figures with the bucket as he'll head to the line to try to add to his total. Nice Euro step, knifing through two defenders. As the first free throw's up and rattles around, no good. First and only free throw off the end one. Fight for it, though. Somehow coming up with it was Lennox Serrano. He'll head to the line. Foul on Wilby. Lewis Howard, his first. Team's first on the half. And a tough sequence there. As the free throw is missed, and now an opportunity for a 4-point trip for Kennedy. First free throw is up and no good. So much for that for Serrano, who's way up in the stratosphere in the rebounding numbers today. Second free throw up, no good off the heel. Another offensive board, though, high skying for Zielinski. Whips it to his point guard, zipping through the paint. No good on the layup, but the follow for Chauncey Hicks as he gets his first 2 points of the game. And the lead is up to 44-16. As Wilby plays with it in the corner. Guerrera three ball, no good. And quickly now pushing is Sincere. But Wilby gets back nicely as he drives right. 2 steps, misses his mark, and turns it over. Back the other way will come Wilby. So Cruz now jogs into the front court. Waits for Sincere, who's guarding him straight up. 2-3 zone, though. No, it looks like it's a switching man. Tough drive. No good from Guerrero, looking for contact, but nothing off glass. And now Zielinski drives past Howard, up and good. So Zielinski, concerted effort to get the buckets going in the second half. As he's up to 4 in the quarter. As Cruz drives, stops, pops from top, rattles in and good. So Gio Cruz answers back. 46-18 is the score. Is now walking into the front court is Beeman. Beeman to Zielinski. Zielinski with the drive and bucket. So Zielinski now leading scorer for the Eagles at 14. De Jesus corner three is up and good. So Yetnem De Jesus, the second fiddle in the act, with 6 on the night. Trying to keep pace as it's whipped inside. Laying up and good for Zielinski again. He's pouring it on in the second half. Cruz now drives, nice crossover through the defenders, through contact, no call, misses the lay-in. And back comes Beeman. Beeman drives, kicks out to Sincere, pump fakes, Euros around the defender, short on the layup. Fight for it down low, and the thumbs go up. As we'll get an inbounds, Kennedy with the favorable arrow position. So we have a substitution now. Howard comes out of the game. Checking in is Luna for the Wildcats is underneath. Serrano will inbound it. Sincere receives it as he'll get it up top to his point guard, Beeman. Zielinski now up top, Sincere straight away, drives righty with the left side, skying in again for the rebound, Lennox Serrano. He's into double figures as he has a double-double as well for the big man. Driving back the other way as Guerrera turns it over, though. Zielinski pushes back the other way, no numbers. He'll pull it back, gets it to Sincere. Three ball up, no good for Zielinski. Zielinski gets his own miss, though, tracks it down inside to Hicks. Hicks up and good on the layup. So a timeout here for Kennedy, but pouring it on are the Eagles, 54-21, 4:50 to play. It's just all over the court is the team in white. As we'll take a 30-second timeout. Kennedy with 4:50 to play. We'll come right back. This is Waterbury High School basketball on YouTube. So 90 feet from the basket, Wilby will get possession as it's inbounded to Cruz, as he'll walk it up with his team trailing by 34 midway through the third quarter. As he'll wait Kennedy in a 2-3 zone. Wilby looking to find some space. James in the corner, drives baseline. Nice spin there, but runs out of room, it looks like, but somehow squeezes it up. No good was Guerrera. Guerrera now swirls in and good, and one attempt for Junie Guerrera as he finally gets on the score sheet with a nice battle down low, getting his own miss a couple of times. Able to lay it in, is rewarded by going to the line with a chance for a three-point play. So the free throw up, no good, unable to connect, but Guerrera now enters the chat as the third scorer for Wilby tonight. It's inside, laying up and good. Chauncey Hicks taking advantage of his size on the smaller Wildcats. Able to lay it up and in. And Kennedy extends their lead now. Cruz drives, kicks, De Jesus tipped. Nice block there by Zielinski. And a lot of space in front. And Beeman unable to connect but draws the foul. That foul on Yetnim De Jesus, his first. This is his team's second, though, of the half. And Manny Beeman will head to the line to try to get some points out of it off of the fast break with 3:57 to play in the third quarter. Free throw settles up and no good on the first for Beeman. So we have a substitution. Out of the game comes Aaron James. Checking in is Jeremiah Coleman for the Wildcats as he'll step into the paint for some size on the rebounding front to try to slow down Lennox Serrano on the boards. Free throw up and good this time for Beeman. As back the other way comes Cruz. Nearly stolen away. Here goes Guerrera, runs out of space but gets it back up to Cruz. Cruz hesitation, poked away from behind, but able to come back up with it. Guerrera runs out of space and gets it back up to Cruz. Cruz pull up three, up and good. So Gio Cruz, lead man for the Wildcats, now with 18 as his team trails 31. And now down the lane, Zielinski, unable to finish the layup, gets his own miss. Up no good, but another rebound putback for Serrano, who's just been an animal on the boards tonight. As back the other way comes Cruz, nearly throws it into the defender. De Jesus back to him. Cruz thinks about it, now kicks it over to Guerrera. Guerrera, little elbow, get to create some space but can't finish. Another rebound for Serrano. And Beeman loses it for a second, but then gets it over to Sincere for the three ball, no good. And quickly comes Guerrera, loses it though. Stripped away from Beeman. And now quickly back the other way come the Eagles. Inside out game, outside. Shot no good for Zielinski. Rebound though by Hicks. And block there, nice block by Coleman on Beeman's three-point attempt, and Cruz coming down with it and coming back the other way. A 3-2 zone for the Eagles, taking away the three ball. But we'll be doing a good job getting inside. Swatted away, though, by Serrano, but it creates some space outside. No good on the 3-ball attempt, though, for Guerrera. And now back the other way. Trying to draw the charge was Cruz. But Sincere able to hit. And now he's in double figures, completing the prophecy for Kennedy with all the double figure scoring. And now De Jesus gets swatted away from Zielinski, pushes it up ahead to Sincere. Sincere drives, easy layup and good for Alves. And Kennedy just pouring it on, leading by 37. As Guerrera now high dribble loses it. Sincere up ahead, was alone for a moment, but Wilby got back nicely and he blows the fast break layup. Nobody hustling for Kennedy as the lead's getting to them. But why shouldn't it? As quickly back the other way comes Cruz. Kicks it out to De Jesus. Ball poked away by a few players. Nice pass there by Manny Beeman over to Serrano as he puts the goggles on to show he sees it all. And now a steal by Hicks, quickly back the other way. It's a track meet for Kennedy, a blocking foul. And Sincere will head to the line. Foul on De Jesus, his second, team's third. And the run continues as we have a track meet on our hands, as we have a couple of substitutions now. Or at least we will after the first free throw. But Kennedy running away with it now. The pressure getting to Wilby. And this game is getting blown wide open. So the first free throw up and no good for Sincere, as now we have the line changes for both teams. As the lead is up to 39. As both teams get their benches some run, as their starters get a rest for a moment with 1:02 to play in the third quarter. Sincere, no good on the second free throw, so that's 0 for 2 for him. But then back the other way now. Come the Wildcats. Open look for a second, but closed up now. Gets it over to De Jesus, drives left, pull up, tough shot. No good, but big rebound there by Howard. Howard nearly travels, but turns it over anyways. Sincere on the push. Wilby gets back nicely, but he Euro steps through the lane, unable to complete the layup. As another rebound, up and good. Sincere is helped up from the floor. We have an and one here as Jabari James scores the bucket and will head to the free throw line with 34 seconds to go in the third quarter. Up 41. So the free throw is up and good for James, who completes the three-point play. And now quickly pushing it as Wilby, 30 seconds to play. Trying to find some space in this 3-2 zone. Skip pass in the corner. There to Hernandez. Hernandez nearly turns it over to Stevens. Stevens and him play catch. He'll take the 3-ball in the corner, though. No good. Poked. Rebound came up with it, though, as Wilby in the corner. Why not? Air ball, though. Hernandez coming down with the board. Trapped in the corner. 5 seconds to play. Serrano comes up with it. 1 second. No shot. Goes up. That will not count if it goes. And that's the end of three, folks, is Kennedy blowing this one open. Leads going into the final frame, 68-26 over Wilby. As we'll take a quick break. This is Waterbury High School basketball on YouTube. Start of the fourth quarter here at Kennedy High School. As Wilby trails 26-68 as they get the offense started quickly. Floater up and no good for Joseph Nieves. It's now quickly Kennedy into the paint, no good. Rebound by Cruz. He comes down with it. The do-it-all man for Kennedy, or for Wilby, excuse me. As he plays with it up top, pull-up three ball, no good. Just grazes the net. Trying to find points out of something. Trying to get something going. Not going to affect the outcome of this game, but for style points at the very least. Is now back the other way comes Trueheart, who's been quiet in the second quarter. Went into the half already in double figures. As Musalari drives, kicks, floater up and no good for James. Fight for it. Musalari saves it into James. James, nice little dish inside. Lots of contact, no good. And almost taken away, but unable to for Kennedy. So Wilby will retain possession. Or will get possession back, I should say, as it's walked into the front court. Catch with it from Hernandez, and Stevens now swings it over to Cruz, who's unable to connect again on the three ball. Push the other way, nice pass inside. Laying up and good for the Eagles. Nice dish there from Trueheart as the lead grows even more. As Cruz drives and kicks, pump fake. Tries to squeeze through, but draws the foul in the process. It was Trenton Stevens. As Kennedy picks up the foul. There's a couple of substitutions. Aaron James checks in the game for Wilby. As Hernandez checks out. And into the game for Kennedy. Check that, but three ball up, no good again for Cruz. As his percentage is taking a hit in the fourth quarter. Now James quickly back the other way. Gets the give and go for Musalari. Floater up in the lane, no good. As he hits the deck. As he's under the foot of his own teammate as he'll head to the free throw line though. As he went through all that contact, but bounces right back up. And heads to the line as De Jesus checks in. Nieves will come out. He took some contact out of there. So he'll come out the next whistle. First free throw up and good for Jabari James. With 6:16 to play in the fourth quarter. 71-26 is the score for Kennedy. Second free throw up. And no good this time. But Musalari fights for it, but James pokes it away. Pushes up ahead to De Jesus. Contact. Loses it momentarily. Gets it back. No good on the layup. Has now pushed ahead Musalari. Zips it inside to Reed. Reed kicks it out. Nice ball movement from Kennedy as the three ball up and in for Isaiah Tucker. So he gets the scoring. And now Cruz back the other way. Up to 20 on the game for Gio Cruz. Now Kennedy running their sets nicely. Going middle was Reed. Reed now pushes it outside. Three ball attempt no good from James, but rebounded by Reed. Another board inside, unable to finish, but looks like we have an offensive foul on the push on Erge Musalari. His first foul on the interior push, and Wilby will get possession with 5:20 to play. So Cruz gets it, leading man for Wilby, crosses the timeline. Drives, kicks, another drive and kick. De Jesus pull-up jumper. Up, no good, rims in and out. Musalari with the rebound. And Jabari James now directs traffic up top. James crosses over, nothing opening up. Pulls it back. Reed now up top, drives left. Looking for space, loses it. Three ball up and no good. Oh, excuse me. Spoke too soon. Jabari James with the 3 ball. He's into double figures now for the Eagles. Then again, who isn't at this point? It's back the other way comes Wilby. Jumper up and good. Lewis Howard on the score sheet for the first time with the jumper. He hits the bucket. And now Kennedy into their offense now. Isaiah Tucker up top to Musalari. Now to James. Tucker on the miss and rebounded for Wilby. Quickly back the other way, De Jesus thinks about zipping a pass in, doesn't. Skips it over to Howard, who gets it over to Cruz. Cruz pull-up jumper from the elbow, no good, way left. And Kennedy back the other way, stripped. James fights for it underneath. Kennedy comes up with it. Nice swing. 3-ball, air ball, no good, but Reed right there. Right place, right time for Sean Reed. He gets his first 2 points of the game, and we have a timeout on the floor with 3:44 to play, 79-30. Kennedy with the lead. We have a 30-second timeout. We'll come back in a second for the conclusion of this one. This is Waterbury High School basketball on YouTube. Timeout concludes, and we're ready to get back to it. As Wilby inbounds it to the leading man, Gio Cruz, with 3:41 to play. As we look to finish this one up, man-to-man defense, or no, a zone for Kennedy is 3 balls up and good. Juni Guerrera with the deep, high arching 3-ball. Getting on the score sheet once more. It's now up top. Nice pass there. Inside to Reed, who's able to connect on the lay-in. Nice dish there from Jabari James. He's now Euroing through the lane. Lay-in up and good. Sweet move there from Gio Cruz with his 22nd point of the game. With a sweet move. Crossover up top, though. Jabari James putting the moves on. But makes nothing of it. Now Reed down low. Fights through the contact. James nearly took too many steps and kicks it out now. As Tucker drives right. Now gets it over, but we have a travel. Started running with it before possession was Kennedy. And back the other way will come the Wildcats as Lewis Howard checks out of the game, possibly for the last time of the game. So we have a new face into the game for Wilby. As the bench begins to empty, is a 3-ball up and good, no good for Guerrera as it touched the high wire, resulting in a turnover. So a substitution now. Aaron James checks out of the game for the last time. 0 points on the night. Tough night for Aaron James. Couldn't find any space to slash into the paint tonight. And now we have a drive here. Miss on the layup was Jabari James, and quickly back the other way comes Guerrera. Pushes up off glass in good for Juni Guerrera, who's up to 7 on the night. And that's Jayshawn Pankey for Wilby that checked in, number 25 in the middle. That shot up, no good. Guerrera with the rebound pushes it up ahead to Nieves. Nieves, a lot of contact there. Will head to the free throw line, just under 2 minutes to play. Foul on Jabari James, his first of the game. Team's third. But to the line, Joseph Nieves. Free throws up and good. First of 2 for the Wildcats. We have another substitution. Jomar Hernandez will finish it up for the game. And checking out, Gio Cruz left it all out there with an undermanned effort against a talented Kennedy team. He finishes the night with 22 points. As we have a steal here for Wilby. A lot of energy coming off the bench for the young player. As a pull-up jumper is good for Junie Guerrera. That steal there by Ponke for Wilby is pull-up jumper, no good. Or excuse me, touched the high wire again. So the hoop taketh, the hoop giveth, the hoop taketh away. As Wilby will get possession back. Final substitution, it would seem, out of the game. Coming out is Junie Guerrera. Checking in for Wilby is Tyshawn Fareed to finish out this campaign. It's now man-to-man defense for Kennedy. Looks like we'll have an over and back here for Wilby, resulting in the turnover, and Kennedy will get it back. Up 41 with 1:09 to play. Interior pass. Nice pass, but spin move loses it. It was Tucker, but James came up with it, unable to finish. And pushing it up ahead. Pass nearly got through. Too many hands, though, as it's saved and stolen away from Kennedy, or by Kennedy. And too many steps there. That was the Northern Euro step there. And I say that because it doesn't exist. That's a turnover. Back the other way comes Wilby, under a minute to play. Driving is Hernandez. Floats it up through contact. Draws it. And will head to the free throw line. It's that foul on Isaiah Tucker, his first foul of the game. Jomar Hernandez heads to the free throw line. Hernandez shot is up and good. As Jomar Hernandez enters the chat in the scoring category to get on the board for the Wildcats. As the second free throw is up and no good. Rattles in and out. Fight for it. Reed comes down with it. And Kennedy now content to let this one run out as they go through their sets. Wilby, though, they keep fighting. These guys are trying to get their burn. They're earning more time at this point. So, nice steal there. Near steal, I should say. Reed still comes up with it. Goes glass. No good. Fight, a lot of contact, but the ref's not going to blow the whistle now as we're under 10 seconds to play. Hernandez pushes. Goes left. Drives. Floater up and good. So Jomar Hernandez, 3 points on the evening. Will finish it for this game where Kennedy, a dominating performance over the Wilby Wildcats, winning this one 81-43 with multiple players in double figures. 5 to be exact, so a lot of scoring from a lot of different places for Kennedy. High man David Zielinski with 16. As again, Kennedy final score 81-43, improves to 7-1. Wilby falls under the 500 mark, 4-5 for a young team facing a tough season with a lot of challenges, but brighter days ahead, hopefully, for the Wilby Wildcats. But that'll do it for this one, folks. Thank you for tuning in to Waterbury High School basketball on YouTube. Have a good night.